Hello, welcome back, or welcome if you're new to Corey's Nail Diary, where we talk about books, nails, and everything in between. Today we're going to talk about the books I read in April 2025, so let's get right into it. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about today, so we're just going to get right into it. The first book I read this month was Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. The next book, if we were going chronological order here of how I actually read them, was Passion Project by Sperry. And then I read A Guide to Being Just Friends by Sophie Sullivan. And then I read, hold on, this one's on my iPad, Promise Me Sunshine by Cara, Bastone. Can you see that? So I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm so used to filming on my phone for TikTok and Instagram that I reversed the image for this book while I'm talking about it, and the rest of the video, it's backwards. So you're going to have to forgive me for that one. I am so sorry, and now I know for the future. Anyway, you guys can laugh about it in the comments that I totally did this to myself, but it's fine. Let's get right back into it. And then I read Promise Me Sunshine by Cara, Bastone. And I started the behemoth of them all, the one everybody else is reading right now, Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. So let's get into each individual review. The first book that I read this month, I talked a little bit about in my last video, so let's just start right there. We're starting with Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. So this month, my first read will be Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, which, also I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong, I'm terrible at pronouncing names. I've heard so many good things about this book. I'm about halfway through now, and I will say I don't see it. I'm sorry. I wanted to love this book. I picked up this book in like 2022 or 2023 from a Target run because I was like, oh my God, he has a goat. I love goats. They're so cute. Are you kidding me? I'm so excited to read this. I then, either last summer or 2 summers ago, picked it up and started reading it, and I was just like, there's like no pull into any of these characters. So I'm really confused, and maybe, you know what, I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt here. I was on a train ride. Maybe I just like wasn't in the right headspace to start this book. Regardless, I'm halfway through it now, and I could kind of care less what happens to these characters. I'm not gonna lie to you there. I will say this is also a small town romance trope. Not a huge fan. I don't like a small town romance trope. I'll watch 100 Hallmark movies, but the moment I read about it in a book, I'm like, nope, immediately no. For people who haven't read this yet, this is about the main character, Alexis Montgomery. She meets this man, Daniel, and they meet after her, I think it's her aunt's funeral, and she's broken down on the side of the road, and he helps her out, and they basically end up spending the night together after that, and it's very much a second chance romance. I love that. I love a second chance romance. But it's also a small town vibe, and she's a doctor, and I can't tell you anymore because it's gonna give away stuff. But yeah, I will let you know what I think of this next month. Now you guys, I picked this book back up because I'm trying to read through my physical TBR right now. It's not working, I'm not doing a good job. But it's okay. I picked it up after DNFing it just because it didn't really move quick enough in the beginning for me, and let me just tell you, I was not a fan. I'm so sorry. I really thought I would like this book, and everybody gives such good reviews of it. I am a hater at the core. I'm sorry. I gave it, I think, 3 stars. I love Hallmark films. I adore watching them. Apparently, when I read them, I don't enjoy them at all whatsoever. So I purposely read this book because last summer, everybody really enjoyed Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I was like, I really want to read that, but I haven't read the other 2. I have Part of Your World and Yours Truly, both on my bookshelf right now. And because I didn't love this book, I'm a little afraid to read Yours Truly. So yeah, have you read this book? Did you like Yours Truly? Let me know in the comments down below. The next book I read in the month was Passion Project by Sperry. This book has quickly become my Shayla. Listen, there is not a thing about this book that I didn't love. Like maybe in the third act, the main character was doing something questionable. Fine, whatever. These two characters are written so beautifully. This book follows our main character, Bennett Taylor, who is at the core a sad girl. She is mourning the loss of her boyfriend, and she's also just working temp jobs around the city. So what I really liked about this book was actually how realistic of a look it is at New York City lifestyle. I mean, Bennett was written so well. There were only like maybe 2 times they actually mentioned her being in a depressive state, but you didn't have to read it to know it. The way that they described her was absolutely beautiful. This is 100% the trope of he fixes her, and I love that. I loved Henry. These two just made me so happy, to the point where I actually was away for a weekend and I was like, I don't need to bring this book with me. Like, I was more than 75% of the way through it, I think. Maybe I was 75%, I don't remember exactly. But the way that all weekend I thought about this book, insane. It was so great, and really, if you got this as your book of the month, let me know, and let me know what you thought of it, because I will always be giving it rave reviews. I love a good romance, but the moment it becomes unrealistic is when I'm kind of put off by it. The fact that this was so real, and the fact that like it takes place in New York City, which if you didn't know, that's where I live. It was very much like a realistic approach to living in the city. And I think that not every book gives that. I think a lot of them kind of like romanticize living in the city, which is fine for like some people, and some people love that. For me, this book really spoke to me because it was so realistic to living in the city. So that was great. I loved all the setting choices, and I'm just so happy I read this book. I'm happy this was my book of the month. Also, not sponsored by Book of the Month. I like them, I pay for them. So when I was away for that weekend, I actually brought this book with me, A Guide to Being Just Friends by Sophie Sullivan. I, like I said, was trying to read through my physical TBR because my boyfriend told me if I read through my physical TBR, he'd buy me more books. So I've been trying to read through it, and I grabbed this book before leaving, and it just did not do it for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm that person where like I can pick up a book that's like a sequel, and I'll be like, it's fine. I know what's going on enough, you know? I did that with Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. This book, I was 100% lost. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got 100 pages into it before I decided I was going to DNF it because it just made no sense to me. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't think I'm ever gonna know what's going on here. I really didn't like the main characters that much. So yeah, this is a DNF for me. Maybe I will come back to it, but I don't know. So yeah, this is my DNF of the month. Unfortunately, I don't often DNF books. This is the first one that I've done that I've actually DNF'd. But I did not finish this book, and I'm not sure I'll go back. And the next book I read, well actually the final book, so I read 3 books this month, obviously. The final book that I read this month was Promise Me Sunshine by Cara Bastone. You guys, I picked up this book because someone on Book Talk was like, there are books where men are crawling and no one told me, and I was like, what is this talking about? Like, I don't know what's going on. And because I'm terrible at like reciting them, here is the TikTok. This, oh my goodness, this book right after Passion Project, insane. So this one also has mentions of grief in it. So the main character, Lenny, is mourning the loss of her best friend, Lou. Lenny works as a nanny for Reese, who is Miles' sister, and Reese has a daughter, Ainsley. So Lenny is Ainsley's nanny. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Regardless, Lenny comes in and starts nannying Ainsley, and Miles quickly is like interested in her, if that makes sense. This is definitely a he falls first, I'm not gonna lie to you. I very much was like, this is giving he falls first energy. And this is also taking place in New York City, which I love. And Lenny is in such a grief state that every night she's falling asleep on the Staten Island ferry. Not because she has to go home to Staten Island, she just rides it back and forth and falls asleep there. And Miles, as you can tell on the cover, this is not spoiling by the way, it's on the cover. As you can tell on the cover, goes and finds her on the ferry. This book actually ripped my heart out, I think. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a long time since I've actually cried over a book. I cried at the final chapter of this book because I was so happy. I'm not gonna spoil what happened exactly, but it's a good ending. I will say this is probably one of the best books I've read in a while. This was 100% a 5-star book for me. And yeah, I just can't recommend it enough. I'm so happy I read it, and I actually have Ready or Not by Cara Bastone on my physical TBR as well. So I'm excited to read that one too. I know a lot of people are very hesitant to read it just because it has an accidental pregnancy trope, which is why I haven't really picked it up yet, but now I'm interested because I really liked this book. And I'm getting a FaceTime call right now. Okay, now no one's FaceTiming me. I'll call her back later. But yeah, this is probably my favorite book, my favorite read of the month. Actually, no, you know what? This is an elite combo right here. I'm not really sure everybody should read them one after another just because both of them do talk about mental health so much. And there is grief involved in both books. So maybe if you're sensitive to that, maybe don't pick these ones up. But these books were like chef's kiss for me this month. These are my 5 stars. This was my 3-star, unfortunately. So yeah, that was that one. And then my DNF was A Guide to Being Just Friends. And then finally, because I've noticed that I've enjoyed talking about the book that I'm currently reading in these videos, so I figured I might as well just record them now. So, like everybody else right now, on release day, I picked up Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. At the core, if Emily Henry has no fans, I'm dead. I love Emily Henry. My favorite read by her, because I know this is like a really big topic right now. Favorite read by her, People We Meet on Vacation. Number 2 is Beach Read. Number 3 is Book Lovers. 4 is Happy Place. Hear me out, I haven't read Funny Story yet. You guys can blame my friend Katie for that because she's been saying she wanted to read it with me since it came out. And we still haven't read it yet. But I am not reading Great Big Beautiful World. Oh my God, I've been calling it World this whole time and it's actually Life. That's insane. I'm gonna keep that in, I'm sorry. You know what I mean. Okay, Great Big Beautiful Life. So I will admit, while I'm talking about this one, I am only 60 pages into it. I just started it last night. So far, I'm enjoying it. I feel like, unfortunately, I don't have much to say just yet. The main character, her name is Alice, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Alice Scott. So the main character is Alice Scott. She's a journalist. I'm also a journalist. I love that. I love that Emily Henry just like writes for my genre here. I love that. And the male that's on the cover is Hayden Anderson. He's also a journalist. And basically the two of them are both working with a woman. I don't really know exactly what's going on just yet, as you can tell. I think they're trying to write her autobiography, but I'm not 100% sure. But I'm enjoying it so far. I'm probably gonna get into it a bit more this weekend, but I'm excited to have this on my plate. I'm excited that I was able to get it on release day from Amazon. I know we don't like Amazon right now, I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm excited to be reading this and I'm so happy I have my hands on it and I can't wait to talk about it more next month. This honestly might be the most books I think I've talked about yet in one of these videos. And I'm kind of proud of myself, even though one of them's a DNF and the other one is something I'm currently reading. But yay! Okay, and that's what I read this month in April. Let me know what you read in the comments down below. So those are the books I read in the month of April. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And before we leave, let's show off the nails of the month. Guys, I am like, the warmer weather is coming back. We're finally getting spring here in New York City. So what better to do than an early summer nail, right? Here they are. Let's see, can we see them? Can we zoom in? Can we zoom in? Here's what my nails look like. There you go. These are the nails of the month. And as always, in the cards up here is me doing my nails. So yeah, that's what I read in April. Let me know what you're reading down below. And are you reading Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry? If so, how far are you into it and do you like it? Let me know in the comments down below. I just want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I have right now 187 subscribers, which is so insane. I made this account back in January and I'm really, really excited for the potential of it So I just want to thank you all for subscribing to me and following me on this journey. And if you want to follow me anywhere else, on Instagram, I'm also Corey's Nail Diary, and TikTok, I am also Corey's Nail Diary. Or honestly, have you never seen my face before? Because if you haven't, maybe try subbing me here. I record mostly monthly videos. I try to do about 2 a month, 1 nails, 1 book. And I'm excited to be on this journey, and thank you guys for being on the journey with me. I think that's all I have to say. All right, bye. See you next time. Oh, and one last thing I will say, I am that person that added this into this video, but let's get something straight right now. I did not spoil anything, and whoever is going on TikTok and giving spoilers away from this, you're gonna make me crash out, okay? I don't wanna do that. Don't make me crash out over something that I'm supposed to enjoy. That's so rude. I'm kidding. No, I'm serious. If you spoil this book for me, I'm not walking back in. Okay, that's my joke of the video. I hope it was good.